Well, I'm calling it quits a little early this morning. These divers are giving me a run for my money for a change. I kind of noticed that, earlier in the season, you get a lot of redheads in here, and they tend to be not as bright. They'd get a lot closer to shore. Sometimes I'd be able to jump the same flock multiple times. These ringnecks, I think something else that's going on too is that you get a batch of birds that come in here, they hang around for a couple days, you shoot them up, they move out, a new batch comes in, they don't know what's going on. So you can pull the same tactics over and over again. That's another factor. But we're in a little bit of a lull here, and I think these birds, these ringnecks that have been hanging around, have been the same batch I've been hunting all week. They're starting to wise up a little bit here, and it doesn't help that the wind is out of the west. But I've been sitting down here, what I call Little Bay, and the wood ducks like this little bay here, but they've mostly moved out. I've gotten a couple here this last week, but these divers with this west wind, they'll pile in right outside a Little Bay at about 100 yards, and then they'll go west. They won't come east, they'll go west. And they're right there. If they would just come in, 70 yards extra, I could get some. It is not working out that way. And it was funny too this morning because I threw them buffalo head decoys out there, and they'd land out in the middle, and they started swimming in, and then they stopped. And I could see that they were looking. It's like they wanted to come in with the decoys, but they didn't want to get so close to shore. And that's another sign that these birds are wising up not to get too close to shore because they get shot up. So they just kind of hung around out there for a while. They'd come in a little bit and do their feed wave thing, and then go back out in the middle, and then come back in feeding. And it's frustrating too because they'll leave a little pod of ducks behind them, ranging from 1 to 4 ducks that are sentries. And they'll just sit off to the side while all the other ones do their thing. And there have been several times I've been sneaking up on a flock, and that little pod will pop out around the corner because, it's almost impossible to be totally silent out here. And they'll hear you, and they'll come to check out what's going on. So then, these last couple times, it's been one bird that'll pop around the corner. So then I got to make the decision, am I going to shoot 1 bird or 0 birds? Well, I'd rather have 1 bird than 0 birds, so I'll end up popping that sentry bird, and then all the other ones get up out of there. So that's just another sign that they're wising up. The game is changing for sure. But it's been a pretty good season. I'm at 71 birds. I had 46 last year, so that's quite a radical improvement. Getting into these divers over here. A lot of firsts this year. My first canvasback, my first bluebill, my first drake ringneck. And I think I've officially shot more species of diving duck now than puddle duck, which kind of blows my mind. But that's pretty much all I have to say about that.